Back out here working on the trailer. Not trailer anymore. Model T truck. It's not really a Model T, but old truck replica that I'm doing. Anyway, I just drilled some holes through the frame. I'm gonna try to bolt these 4x4s down, start building a floor on this. I had some all thread rod laying around here. So I just cut me off 4 pieces to the length I want. I'm gonna take a grinder and kind of clean the ends of them up and see if I can get some nuts to go on them. Yeah, nut in the washer. I still got a hole there. It didn't get drilled all the way. I'm gonna drill another hole. There we go. I've just got these counters sunk down in here so I can put boards flat over the tops of them. I gotta find me a couple more nuts and washers here. I had got to looking at this. On the pictures, the running board is about in line with the center line of the wheel. So it's about down here. And it looked like it was supposed to be kind of like an even step from the ground to the running board, and then from running board to the cab floor if you split the distance. So I'm adding these 4x4s there. I think that's going to make the floor look to be the right height, you know. So anyway, we'll get these 4x4s on there and start putting some floorboards down maybe. Yeah. Got these all bolted down, all 4 corners. Just laid a couple deck boards up here, and I've made lines down them. I'm going to cut the rounded edges off of them, and a couple reasons I'm doing that. One, I think it would just look better for the floor if the rounded edges weren't there, looking like, well, like deck boards. But if I can save these, I think I've got a use for them, these end pieces. So I'm just going to see how it goes here. I'd like to save those if I could. Guys, I've been out here working along this morning and didn't have the camera on too much till now. But where have we gotten to? The floorboards that you saw me cut, well, just a few minutes ago for you guys, I got them all screwed down. I put 2x2s in the corners. Those are A and B pillars, right? I angled the front of the plywood down to cover up the 4x4 under there. I'm just going to take some metal and wrap around there and make some rocker panels. I don't know if Henry had rocker panels on the originals, but he would have if he would have thought about it, I think. I've cut these at an angle up top. I left a little bit of overhang on the front so I'd have a little bit of like a visor thing there, you know, a little bit of a overhang, I guess. But so far I've been sticking pretty close to the dimensions that I got off the internet, and it's all been working out, so I don't think I can be off too much on my proportions. That cab was supposed to be 53 inches wide, and or no, 51, and I made it 48 just so it'd work out with a sheet of plywood. So it's 3 inches narrower than what the measurement said. The length from front to back is right. The slope on the roof looks correct to me. I measured a mark right above that windshield opening. That should be about where the top of the hood sets. So that should look about right, I'm thinking. I just bought some treated plywood for this, and it's pretty crappy stuff. I just can't hardly imagine it lasting, but kind of looks like a truck from the back now, right? Get a back window cut in there. But anyway, look at that piece of plywood right there. I'm gonna cut that off right here, but yeah. I mean, that's brand new stuff. I just bought it. Treated plywood. That's really gonna last good. Anyway, I'll get this thing all together and try to get some paint on it. I mean, some of it's okay, but you know, how long is it gonna be before all of it does that, you know? Crappy stuff. Anyway, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know how anybody builds a good house these days with the lumber they got now. I want to mock up something here on the front to represent where the front of the radiator would be and the top of the hood. Just a couple boards or something, just so I can kind of get that visual and see if the proportions are looking correct or not. Might do that next. I'm gonna cut a piece of plywood out here to represent the radiator. I got the dimensions off the internet. It's supposed to be about 24 inches high and about 19 wide. I just traced a curve on top of that garbage can lid. I don't know how close that'll be to being right, but I don't know, it looks kind of right. I'll cut that out there and just stick it up there and see what it looks like, I think. I didn't want to keep going if my proportions were way off, so I wanted to kind of get a visual. I cut out the form of the radiator and just braced it up on there and the top of the hood where it would be, and this is all looking pretty much like a Model T. Let me show you. I'd have to say that's looking pretty close. I've been getting all the individual measurements just off the internet. The width of the cab, height of the radiator, length of the hood. I've just been trying to kind of stick to that as closely as possible. And then, you know, looking at the pictures I've got. But thinking that's coming together pretty good. So now that I know everything's going to look all right, I think I'll continue on with it. And we get the fenders, running boards, headlights, doors, everything on there. I think it'll look pretty well right. But anyway, that's where I'm at with it for today. I might pick my tools up here and go on inside for a while. Still sure would like to find a couple different front wheels. I could almost live with the back wheels because they're off like a 40s, 30s car, you know, truck, probably off a truck, like a 40s, late 30s truck. But at that time in late 30s or 40s, this would have been like a 25-year-old Model T. And I could just see an old farmer having one of these. And the back tires were bad, and his buddy wrecks his 40 Chevy pickup, you know, and he's like, it's a total loss. It's still got good tires on it. Well, the tires won't fit my rims. That's okay, I'll put the whole wheel on. That's something my grandpa would have done, you know, just to keep his truck going a little longer, you know, during them wartime, Depression era, hard to get stuff, you know. He would have 100% just bolted them back wheels off that newer truck on there. So I'm okay with that. It looks period correct to me. But that same guy would not have put these minivan wheels on the front. Not to say he wouldn't. Reason being is because by 1990, when these wheels were made, he was dead. And it's just not the same if I do it, you know. So if we could just find two good front wheels that look like those or older, I'd be happy with that. But anyway, yeah, this is looking pretty good. We're getting there. I'm liking it. Well, coming together a bit more, little by little. I ripped down an old 2x6, made a couple pillars here on each side. I guess we'll call them B pillars. Maybe these were C pillars. That's the A pillar. I don't know. Anyway, I got this piece of 2x12 left over from my staircase build, which is, to me, looking a lot like a Model T seat at the moment. I'm gonna try to get it cut, framed up back in there. I'd like to get a back window on this, and then I'll see how else far we get. I don't know, I got a lot of stuff to do today otherwise, but I just wanted to work on this for a little while, you know. Maybe get a brace across there and kind of start mocking up the windshield too. We'll see how it all goes. But this is all coming together pretty good. That 1/2-inch treated plywood is just awful. I can't imagine regular plywood, I would think would almost be better. This stuff is just terrible. And I got these little number 4D nails that I was nailing it in with. I should have got 16D spikes. this shit's so bowed. But don't ever buy any of that crap. Anyway, we'll get it all nailed together, screwed together, put a little black paint on it maybe, and hope for the best. I don't know. Anyway, let's see if we can get a seat in here. I felt like it was a little too high. I tried to get this in just maybe an inch or two lower than that was. We're gonna call that good. Next thing I want to do is try to get the back window mocked up in here. My uncle called me the other day. There was these camper windows out by the road. They were marked free. I picked up 3 of them. They're all different configurations. I was thinking maybe one of these little square ones right here kind of look like a Model A truck back window, you know. I'm gonna see if I can get one of those out of there and trace it onto the cab and put it in there and see how it looks. Maybe looks like some Phillips head screws and these hinges on each side. Maybe I can get that out of there. I'm gonna try it here. I'm gonna cut it. Hey, that looks pretty good. You know, I've downloaded all kinds of pictures of these. I've got probably 6 or 7 of them on my phone I keep referring to. The windows on these are all over the place. Some of them's got great big glass, the whole back of the cab. Other ones don't have a window at all. Some of them have 2. I mean, you really can't go wrong. But when you get into the factory cabs, what's that date when they started making the factory cabs? 1924, 26, I can't remember. But when Ford started making their factory cabs, they had a small window in them like that. And the Model A's did too. They had kind of a small window like that. So I think that looks period correct. I like the looks of that. So I might try to do just a little bit more work up here in the windshield area today. And then see about getting this video out. Yeah, see where we get. That's what that looks like from this side. I just got a couple nails kind of put in there, like toenailed in at an angle. I'll figure out a way to mount that. I don't know how to do it just yet. Let me set up here and see if I can see out of it. Yeah, hey, I can see how they're pretty good. I get me a rear view mirror. Get me a rear view mirror up here so I can see oncoming traffic, you know. I doubt if I drive this in traffic. Anyway, we'll make it look like it could be driven in traffic. We can do that. Beautiful day. I like it. Well, that was easy enough. We'll carry these back there. These windows were set alongside the road for free. My uncle seen them, thought there's something I could use for this. I think somebody's camper got damaged by a storm. The insurance company probably put all new windows in it and they just set these out by the road. Couldn't have come in a better time, right? Building this out of my grandpa's old cart. Building something out of nothing is exactly what he would have liked to do. I mean, that's what he always did. My friend Brian had these hood sides. They were Dodge Brothers, off old Dodge of some sort, but I brought one home to try it. It's way too big, so I'm gonna take that back to him. But they won't be hard to make anyway. Anyway, let me try to mock those up a little bit and kind of get a visual here. Guys, there's those two windows mocked up in there. On either side of the window to the corner of the cab, I've got 6 inches on either side. I think that looks about right, because let me show you this. Looking at that picture, that probably looks like about 6 inches on either side of the glass. The glass is split down the middle, you know. Then if you look at this one, it's about the same thing, right? And see how this has got like recessed panels in it down by the hood, like that door's got recessed panels in it. My idea is the plywood on the cab will be the inner recess, and then I'm going to trim all this out with boards and pieces on the outside to kind of mimic those recesses, you know. But like I say, everyone you look at is just slightly different, but I've got some pictures that are way different than these two. Some of them, the box and cab, are kind of made into the same piece even. Kind of anything goes, but I think what we got going on here, what we got going on there with those two, those are the ones I've basically been using for a pattern. Wind's going to take off with them. But looking back at our start here, I think that ought to look pretty close. I was sitting in there earlier looking out the windshield. I feel like I might have trouble seeing stoplights. You know, get in Peoria or one of them big cities where they got a lot of traffic lights. I might have to get one of them traffic light viewers in there, you know. But anyway, I'm liking the way the back window looks. Looks pretty Model T-ish, I think. So, but anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video, and not sure what the next video will be. Maybe this again, or I think I'd really like to start working on the garage and just use this for fill-in material in between, you know. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm really enjoying this project. It's fun for me to do this. Just finding scrap pieces of wood and stuff here and just using what I got. I'm really liking it. And these windows showed up just at the right time. I think they're going to work out good. Hopefully I got a couple more that'll work for the door glass, and it looks like I do. So anyway, guys, it's going to be it for today. Thanks for following along. If you ever want to see this finished, you're going to have to subscribe and keep watching, because it's going to be throughout several videos and they might be spread out a little bit. But I like subscribers, so go ahead and subscribe even if you don't want to see it done. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks a lot for watching. Jeremy, catch you on the next one. Later, guys.